Okay, part 13. The year is 2014 and I had got sent to Samoa to live by my parents, 'cause I was naughty. Little did they know the shit I got up to in Samoa was twice as bad as it was in New Zealand at the time. I was living with my brother and his wife in a village in Apia, and I'm not going to disclose because I was sent to Samoa for being naughty. I had no phone, so I had to use my sister-in-law's phone to use social media back then. One night, my brother sent me to the shops to grab a kulingamu. Is it kulingamu or fasingamu? Anyway, it's like a mosquito coil. While on my way back home, two guys walked past and called out to me. One of the guys obviously caught my attention and we chatted. He invited me to his house for drinks and his mate later that night and said to just give him a text when I'm ready to be picked up. So I gave him my sister-in-law's number to text me. My brother was really strict on me at the time, but because me and my sister-in-law were really close, she helped cover for me. In order for me to sneak out, I had to leave when my brother went to sleep, which was around 11 p.m. But I had to be back home by the latest 5:30 a.m. because by this time my brother would have been awake to make his kids' lunches. Long story short, this went on for a good 6 months, and we only ever saw each other at night. And every time that we did see each other, that same guy, his friend, would be there. Every Samoan person knows, if you walk to a shop in the middle of the night, A, you go with someone. B, if 2 or 3 random people come up to you, you don't give them your number and you don't go to their house. Have you not heard of Gangasa? They lived approximately 20 minutes walk from where I stayed. So every time we would meet up, he would walk to me and drop me back off. The last night that I ever saw this man was this particular night. Me, his friend, and his uncle were drinking. So you were the only girl? And he got really wasted. So wasted that he cried to me, telling me how much he loved me, but told me that we could never be together. Before he could say anything else, this MF passed out and his friend had to carry him to sleep in the room. This reminds me of that story, our first Bad Things, I think, where her and Polo and the DJ guy had to carry her man to the room and they did the bad things. They were carrying him, his phone dropped, and when I picked up the phone, the screensaver was of his wife and 2 kids. When I tell you I was so mad, I asked his friend if he was married, and I asked him where his friend's wife and kids were, and he proceeded to tell me that they were in Australia. He was only in Samoa to help look after his sick dad. To cut the chase, we wrapped the party up and headed back inside. Me and his friend ended up doing the bad things right next to this MF. I was being so deliberately loud, making sure he heard every moan and groan. This MF really woke back up and started fighting his friend in the dark. It's like they're whisper arguing in the dark. I tell you, I ran back home in only a ear lover and went to sleep like nothing happened. I never heard from him again. Me and my sister-in-law still crack up about it every time about this story. That was a crack up. But sis, please don't walk at night by yourself. What? My goodness. Another. Dear Bad Things, I'm currently in a long-distance relationship with a guy from Samoa. For any other female in this boat, if you're overseas and you have a man in Samoa, invest in some security cameras, okay? Make sure he doesn't have a white Subaru. And it's been 3 years now with this long-distance thing going on. I travel back and forth just so we can spend time, but when I arrive in Samoa, one of my sponsors picks me up from the airport. My excuse is my family is picking me up. Anyway, going to my sponsor's house to do the dirty, then he drops me off to my hotel room. The next day, my guy comes to see me and we hang out for the rest of the remaining days in Samoa. When it's time to leave to go back to New Zealand, I take one more trip to my sponsor's bed before heading out. I can't with myself. I can't with you either. I've been doing this for the past 3 years. Who knows? My guy is way in Samoa and I don't even know what he's doing. Jesus. Okay, so I'm a divorced mother of 6. Me and my baby daddy are on good terms with co-parenting, going on to 11 years now. After 3 years apart and he's got a new woman in his life, and I was single at the time, he would come over and we will hang out. Did he ever split up? And I went over to hang out. I know damn well I'm not going to hang out, okay? To do it a Spider-Man on the wall. I'm going to go to Airport Lodge. I'm going to do all of that. One thing led to another and we end up in bed together. Oh my gosh. The stupid thing went on for about a year. Then I decided to stop because I felt sorry for the new woman he had on the side back then. Till now, he still asks me if he would come over to hang. The word is hang, but I know it will lead to something else. Now that I have my guy on my first bad thing, I've stopped him coming over, but I'm still doing bad things. No words. I have no words because like I said, just send in your story. I've got no advice. I guess you just keep doing what you're doing.